There are times in both your personal life and your business life when you will find whether or not the people, when stuff goes bad, and it always does, whether they cut and run or whether they step up and step forward. Super important for you to realize where your team is, who your friends are in your personal life, who can you count on, and oftentimes that will surprise you. The people that you wonder if they're going to step up and probably would have guessed they wouldn't, oftentimes do. And the times that you have someone that you are convinced is going to step up, sometimes they don't. But in this business acquisition process, you will certainly run into things that, and I bet you already have, that are stressful. You don't know how to deal with them. You haven't had those issues before. Things you counted on happening don't happen, and things that you are convinced will happen don't happen. That's just the way this goes. Pretty much the way life goes, too. And one of the things I notice a lot is I can tell a lot from the mentees that are engaged and submit weekly reports. Now, if you're in group coaching and you don't submit a weekly report, that's it. You're gone. Recently had someone who began on March 26th and was first week's a pass, just an introduction. And on the second week, April 13th, failed to submit a report and was gone. So basically 2 weeks. How that happens, I don't know. This should be important to you. You don't have to submit a weekly report the day of. You could submit it 3 days early if you want to do that. But you'd be amazed how many people do that. And the same thing is true with the calls. There are people that even submit a weekly report but don't show up for the calls. And I can tell an awful lot about how much progress people are making by whether they attend these or not. So I would encourage you to remember that most of the time, if not all the time, when things are stressful, when things aren't going the way you are, that you either decide, okay, this isn't for me and I'll go do something else, or you say, okay, let me get the resources to work the problem and work it with a sense of urgency. Almost never do these things correct themselves, problems. You have to engage, you have to take action. Sometimes it's the right action, sometimes it's not. If it's not the right action, readjust, get another plan, and move forward. But certainly, what you're going to find in those moments of crisis, if you will, who you can count on, who's going to step up, and who's going to cut and run. And important to remember that. If you don't know how to start conversations, whether that's dream team members, banks, professionals, prospects, go over to brucewhipple.com, grab the free course. That'll give you a bunch of conversation starters. If you just want to go there directly, brucewhipple.com/free course. But I would encourage you to be on the side of those that step up and not those that cut and run.